Now, Storm Tracker 9 weather on KEZI 9 News.
Oh, we still have the clouds in the Willamette Valley at this time, but of course the thicker clouds are along the Oregon coast. Now we do still have some thunderstorms, mostly dry thunderstorms, unfortunately, way off to our south and east in and around the Bend area, and those are going to continue to move off towards the north and the east throughout the nighttime hours. West of the Cascades, we're going to still be looking at just generally decreasing clouds, at least in terms of the Willamette Valley, but along the Oregon coast, we're going to continue to see that onshore push. In fact, you can kind of see these little green splotches indicated by, there's some possibility that we could see some patchy drizzle tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Once we go through the day tomorrow, though, those clouds will break up rather nicely. Inland, the Willamette Valley, Cascades, all looking fairly clear, so it's going to be a much nicer Monday compared to what we had over this weekend. As we go into Tuesday, a little bit more of an offshore flow, so we'll be looking at those clouds pushing even farther away from the Oregon coast. Now, in terms of our planner for tomorrow, what we're going to be looking at is temperatures starting off pretty nice into the morning, into the upper 50s. By the time we get towards noon and 5 o'clock, we'll have temperatures into the 70s and into the 80s. So it's going to be a very nice and fairly seasonal day overall. For the Oregon coast, temperatures staying pretty much into the 60s. It'll be a little bit on the breezy side, especially the further north you are, but the farther south and the farther east for tomorrow, it'll still be a little bit on the smoky side. We're going to be looking at temperatures generally between 80 and 85 for the Rogue Valley and down towards the Umpqua Basin, a little bit cooler up towards Corvallis, a little bit warmer down towards Roseburg, and then towards Sandy and Pass generally into the 70s. For Tuesday, this model is being a little bit more on the aggressive side, keeping temperatures still generally between about 80 to 85 degrees. However, temperatures may end up going a little bit more than this because we might get a little bit of an offshore flow. Not so much though along the Oregon coast, it's still keeping temperatures into the 60s. Now, in terms of the winds for right now, we're looking at a west to northwesterly breeze over by Corvallis. Not much wind for the rest of the valley, but along the Oregon coast, we're still looking at a little bit on the breezy side for this evening. Winds calm down for tonight. They'll be fairly calm as we get towards tomorrow morning, and then we get to the afternoon, and we'll start seeing those winds picking up out of the north-northwest, gusts upwards of 20 to 25 miles an hour. So usually kind of what we're used to seeing throughout the days. Now along the Oregon coast, that's where we're going to see those breezier conditions, especially with winds out of the north. We go through Tuesday, winds calming down just a little bit more because we're going to start getting higher pressure and a thermal heat low getting closer to our region, so the wind will calm down just a little bit more because of that. Now, in terms of the smoke forecast, in terms of what we see tomorrow morning, we're still going to see a little bit of some haze here in the Willamette Valley, but the farther east you are and the farther south you go, that's where you're going to have the more smoke. So Roseburg's going to have a lot more smoke than Eugene or Corvallis, for example. As we go throughout the day tomorrow, you can see most of the thicker smoke again to the south and the east. So that will continue to stay away from the Willamette Valley and along the Oregon coast as we go through the days on Monday and Tuesday. Next few days in Corvallis, again, it's going to be pretty nice on Sunday. Temperatures into the low 80s. We get into the mid 80s by Monday and Tuesday, and then temperatures coming back down with a little bit more cloud cover on Wednesday. So the hottest areas down to our south will have a system brushing into the region. So by the time we get towards Tuesday and Wednesday, temperatures, climbing a little bit more. But once we go into Thursday, then that's when we're going to finally start seeing a little bit more of an onshore flow as the system up to our north is a little bit closer and kind of strengthens a little bit more. And then we get towards the latter part of the week, we're not going to be looking as intensely warm conditions. In fact, we're going to be fairly close to our seasonal average, which is not going to be too bad overall. In fact, you can see in the long-term trend, temperatures generally into the 80s. They drop into the lower to mid 80s by the time we get towards the end of the week. So here's your forecast for the Oregon coast. Temperatures staying into the 60s, climbing up a little bit more for Wednesday. And then they just kind of go up and down throughout the week with variable low clouds and fog. For the Umpqua Basin, 85 tomorrow with some hazy conditions. Temperatures getting into the low 90s by Wednesday. Temperatures cool off a little bit more with that onshore push on Thursday, and then kind of staying around average for the latter part of the week. Cascades will have hazy skies for Monday. Temperatures climb again a little bit more for Tuesday, Wednesday, dropping closer to 70 for the latter part of the week. And in the Willamette Valley, we're going to keep temperatures into the 80s. We'll be close to 90 degrees for Tuesday and Wednesday, but much more seasonal temperatures to end the week.